Hello everyone, and welcome to what's going to be a series of videos related to the Xiaomi Smart Home and Smart Home environment, and also let's call it Xiaomi ecosystem. And it's going to be a series of tutorials and demonstrations that will integrate and use some of the sensors that Xiaomi provides, and I'm going to show you how to do various automations with them. And what you see here are just a few of them, because there is a huge number of available sensors and the possibilities are almost limitless of what you can achieve with them. But before we go further, I need to explain you some of the basics about the system and how it works, how it interconnects, and that's going to be the basis of our development starting from here. So this is very important to know first, and then you are going to see each sensor, how it connects and how it works. So let's see the basics first. So the Xiaomi Smart Home is basically a collection of various sensors that talk to each other, and some of the devices from this, let's call it Xiaomi network, use wireless to connect to the internet and use the app as an added layer for the smart part of your home. And the app has cloud, and the cloud saves your data and your settings, and each sensor gets control from your set of settings, and you can create automation and stuff like that. We're going to get to that part also, but you need also the app to control all of those, and you need at least several devices to make things be okay. So for start, you are going to need your home wireless network, and that's going to broadcast internet in your home. Then you are going to need the most important sensor in your Xiaomi network, and that's going to be a gateway. And gateways are several types of devices made by Xiaomi. So this is an AC companion with gateway function, so you are going to need a gateway. The gateway has its own wireless, and it will connect to your router and to the internet. So through internet and through wireless, you are going to use your smartphone. This is a smartphone, and you are going to use the Mi Home app. And in this app, you are going to be able to set the gateway. And the gateway, it's called gateway because it provides another connectivity to your desired sensors. So for instance, I have this motion detector sensor, and this also has a light detection sensor inside, so it knows if it's dark or if it's not dark indoor, and also detects motion. This uses its own protocol. It's something a Zigbee protocol, and this is the motion sensor. The motion sensor will connect to the gateway, while the gateway will use the wireless to connect to the wireless network, and the wireless network will connect to the cloud. The cloud is somewhere here, and the cloud will connect to the app. And in the app, I'm going to set the settings for the gateway and also for this sensor. So that's the basic. But things don't end here, because for instance, the gateway can be, as I've shown you, this AC companion, and what this thing does. And also I need to note that it doesn't come with this adapter. It uses a China plug, and also this is another China plug, so you need to get some adapters for it to fit other types of plugs. The gateway, being very important, can be bought in several types. So you can get it in AC companion, you can get this as an IP camera, and there is also another gateway with gateway function, a simple gateway, which looks like a big round mushroom with a speaker inside and some LED lights. It also can be used as a night lamp, but with limited power. It can illuminate your hallway, something like that. And it uses the speaker for several things, such as playing music, playing an alarm tone, or voice confirmation. The IP cam gateway looks like a regular IP camera with a dome, for instance, and it also provides an extra connectivity for your other sensors. So you can choose the gateway device, and that's very nice, while they provide extra functionality. For instance, I have chosen this AC companion, which I'm going to further demonstrate what it does, because I have non-smart air conditioning and I want to control it remotely. And this thing comes in to do that job perfectly. And if you think that this is still simple, well, there is another level of complication. For instance, the Roborock vacuum cleaner needs its own wireless, and this thing will bypass the gateway. It will not use it, but it will connect directly to your wireless. Also, if you have an air purifier, that one will also use its own wireless and it will connect to the wireless. But all of those devices will become available in your Mi Home app. So maybe you want to buy something like this. This is the wireless switch for controlling your lights. Well, this thing will not connect to wireless. Even if it's wireless, it will absolutely do nothing. So this switch will use the ZigBee protocol and connect to the gateway, while the gateway will use the wireless to connect to the internet and route the commands as you set them in the app to the device that you want to control. And if you have a smart lamp such as an e-light or Aqua or Mi Home compatible light or something like that, a smart lamp, the smart lamp usually uses wireless and it has its own wireless. So the switch will connect to the gateway and the gateway will use the wireless to control the lamp. So it gets more complicated, but actually configuring them on the app and connecting them, it's kind of easy. And because the gateway is very important, as a lot of sensors don't have their own connectivity, so they need one to work, I'm going to talk first about this. And I've chosen the AC companion type of integrated gateway, because with this I can control my regular old type air conditioning. And what this thing does, it's more than an electrical plug. It has all the smart integrated parts, and this ring here, it's an infrared blaster, and you can copy your AC remote control, or you can look up into a code database in the app and you can search for your air conditioning, and I'm going to show that. Beside that, what I don't like about this type of gateway and most of the Xiaomi devices is the fact that they come in with the Chinese plug system, and some of them are in Chinese, and that's kind of a problem because it's sometimes hard to configure, and they come in this small box with no other information, and you are going to see something like I need to connect this first. You are going to access the device in the app, and the settings are going to be in Chinese. But even that is not a problem, as you can always install Google Translate, and you have this option to use the camera for translation, and if you align the text and read the manual, it will convert them real time in English or your preferred language. And that also works, for instance, if some of the settings in the Xiaomi app are in Chinese, you can use a second phone with Google Translate and actually live translate what the settings for the device are, so it makes it easy. I did install this, and I'm going to skip to the installed part and how it works, because otherwise it's going to be a very long video and maybe boring. The setup actually took me something like under 5 minutes, including the Google translation, and I did manage to find my air conditioning, which is older than 10 years. It's a white Westinghouse unit, and I found it in the settings. I have installed it with no problems, even with Google Translate. So it's very easy to install this even in another language. So I have installed the AC companion, and that's very easy. It's like another wireless device that you add to the Mi Home. I'm not going to enter in all those details. It's simple. You just connect it to power, that one starts blinking, and you need to have Bluetooth enabled on your phone, GPS, and also mobile data and wireless. And that will usually say that it has detected something here, and if you want to add it, and it will ask you the wireless password, and that's it, it will add it here. And when you access it, it can ask you to update the firmware, which is highly possible, and they push firmware update after firmware update, and they keep improving the app and the overall experience, which is a good thing. And it's going to look something like this. I already have installed my air conditioning here, and you can see that by air conditioning setup, pair up again, and it looks like this. You get this list with brands, and here I have used Google Translate to find my model, and it's easy to find it. After you add the air conditioning, it will guide you to an English test, and it will going to ask you to push the on off, temperature up down buttons, so that it tests the codes for the air conditioning to work. So I have found mine, and it works just perfect. So when I press the on button here, and I can choose the program that I want to run. For instance, I want cooling, and you have heard the air conditioning, and there it is, my old air conditioning that works. And now I want to turn it off, and it shuts off. And that's a very nice thing that it works that way, because you might say, oh okay, it's a plug and it shuts the power off. Well, it doesn't do that. It lets always the current pass, and you can even check the power usage here. So it uses 2 watts of power, it did use more, like 24 watts of power, and so on. So it measures the electricity used by the air conditioning, it monitors the power flow, and beside that, it will never shut it down electricity. It's going to use the infrared blaster, and it's going to send the remote commands. So it's like having the original remote, and I want to turn it off, put it in air dry mode or air circulation mode. I want the levers to go up and down, and you can do all of that here, like setting up timers, putting into sleep mode, quick cooling, swing, fan speed. It's absolutely all of the settings that I can do with the original remote on my air conditioning, so it makes it fully smart. And that's why it's called the AC Companion. And this AC Companion can be bought as an AC Companion without gateway function, but this one also has gateway function, so it permits me not only to control the air conditioning, but also to gather information from all of those other sensors that I have shown you. Last but not least, the gateway has this function for other electric appliances, and if you press on add, you can add another air conditioning or another electric appliance, and you are going to point your TV remote or set up TV box or things like that, the remote to your gateway, you are going to press the buttons that you want to use, and then you are going to save a new profile. It will look like this. For instance, I have set for my TV an on-off button, and when I press this, it will turn on my TV. If I press it again, it will turn off my TV. So you can use that single gateway for air conditioning also to control your TV, and that's really nice. Maybe you have something else like infrared control for LED light strip or things like that. You can add them here, so you can use a single app to control all of those. And now I'm going to show you how easy it's to add a new sensor here. So this is the door or window sensor. It detects the opening. So I'm going to click on the plus signal sign there to add something, and it's a sensor. And then I'm going to choose the door and window sensor. And I need to press this small button here until the LED starts to blink, and you have heard some Chinese confirmation, and I'm keeping the button pressed. Usually it needs about 3 to 5 seconds, and that's the confirmation that it's now binding. It did flash and connected successfully. It asks me for a room, and I can skip that, and the device name. Next. Let's get started. And it has added the sensor, and now if I can go back here where I have all my sensors already installed, it's now refreshing. I have this door here. If I go to my devices, all of them are here, and this one is new. And now I can create a scene with this sensor. I can click on add scene, and here comes the smart part of the app and the Xiaomi Home smart programming. You have if and then, so it's very easy. You have if, and you can choose all your sensors here, and each sensor has a function, and that's the continuation of our review, but I'm going to show you just for this sensor how it works. So if this sensor, and I'm going to search for it, if Acra door and window sensor opens or closes or has been open for 1 minute, I can choose one of these options. So opens, then I can choose what I want to do. Run a scene, and I can run another programmation already done. I can turn off a scene. I can send a notification to device. Yes, I want to send a notification to device, so each time when this thing opens, it should send me a message, but I haven't saved this. And I can also run another device. For instance, I can choose that the air conditioning will turn off, and here comes the Google Translate part. Or I can choose that the universal remote control will turn on my TV, for instance, when I get home and I open the door. Or I can turn on the light LED lamp. I can turn it on, off, switch it to something else, adjust the brightness. So maybe it's off, I open the door and I want it to automatically turn on. I can do it with this. So I'm just going to leave it send notification to device, and I'm going to select OK. OK, it's now saving, and I'm going to put them. You have these signs here, this one and this one, to align them, so they are now aligned. If I lock my phone, I'm going to increase the volume. Okay, and the sensor, it's opened. Phone has already vibrated, and it's vibrating, and I have warnings that the open has been detected. So Acra door window opens, and if I put it back, let's see, it will not do anything because I have not programmed it to notify me that it has closed. So each time when I'm going to delete those notifications. Each time when the door opens, it has vibrated, and there you go. I have another message, and in the log here I should get a message also what has happened, but it takes a bit of time to load all those things. So here you go, you have door open has been detected, ran successfully. It also has a memory for the time of the event. So that was it for now. I hope that you have enjoyed this introduction on the Xiaomi Smart Home. Be sure to subscribe and follow my next uploads where I'm going to actually demonstrate each sensor, how it works, what function it has, and what you can actually do with them. So until then, see you and bye bye.